Hey, welcome to Selling with Sandra. My name's Sandra Carter. I'm a commercial real estate agent and I've been in the game for over 20 years. So I want to teach you the habits, the tricks, the tools, and the hacks to be exceptionally good at selling in whatever field you're in. I'm here to unlock the secrets of successful selling and share the habits that separate the pros from the rookies. So buckle up because we're about to take your sales game to a whole new level. Whether you're a seasoned pro or you're just getting started, you are in the right place to supercharge your sales skills. Let's dive in, folks. Hey, welcome to episode 65. My name's Sandra Carter. I'm your host today. And in this episode, I'm going to tell you 20 good reasons why you should not get into sales. So I can tell you all the reasons why you should, but now I'm going to tell you the reasons why you shouldn't. So these aren't in any particular order. They don't go from the most important reason to the least important reason. It's just the reasons why. If you're considering getting into sales or you're already in it and you're having second thoughts, these are the reasons why you shouldn't be in sales. Number one, you hate rejection. Sales involves hearing no way more than hearing yes. You have to get comfortable with listening to the no's and hearing the no's, and then you get closer to the yeses. So if rejection knocks your confidence for days on end, flattens you out, makes you want to run over a cliff, or just completely destroys your vibe and you get to a place where you cannot get back from that, sales is probably not the right career choice for you, because you need to be resilient. You need to be able to roll with the punches, take those no's, get up and move on. So you need to be able to embrace rejection. You can't hate rejection. It has to become part of your DNA. You have to be able to manage it. Number two, if somebody needs to constantly motivate you to get you going, this is not the industry for you. This is not the career for you. Good salespeople are self-starters. They're not always needing someone to check in to make sure they're doing the right thing. You need to be able to make your calls, do your follow-ups, chase the next opportunity, get on the phone without somebody having to wind the key up in the back of you to get you doing those things. If you're always waiting for someone to give you that nudge along to get to the next thing, sales is definitely not the place for you. You need to be organized, you need to be motivated and really driven to want to make some money, to want to get the deals done. You want to be proactive. You want to be that guy that's making those decisions to get up early, get going, and seize the day. Number three, you avoid picking up the phone. If you don't like being on the phone, if you don't like calling people and talking to people, if you cringe when your phone rings, this is seriously not a career choice for you either. Being on the phone, a lot of what we do in commercial real estate is on the ground, pounding the pavement, on site, talking to people. My daughter thinks the only thing I do is drive around and have coffee with people all day long. And there is an element of that. But there's also loads of phone calls to be made. So if you hate being on the phone, I would seriously suggest you go and pick a different career path. Number four, you want predictable results for predictable effort. This is not that game. In sales, you can work so hard for weeks on end and get nothing closed, no results. Then all of a sudden, you do 1 or 2 calls and you get 3 deals over the line. So there's no real correlation between your perceived effort and output. It's just the consistency that builds the snowball effect. Now, I've talked about this before in my previous podcast. It's a snowball effect. So you just have to keep going. You can't go, all right, I made 2 phone calls. I'm going to get so many deals out of that. You can't look at it like that. Effort and reward don't always happen at the same time. So you got to be mindful of that. Number 5, you're uncomfortable asking for business. Being friendly and knowledgeable isn't enough. Eventually, you're going to have to put your hand up and say, are we doing a deal? Are you ready to proceed? Can I have the listing? Can we go to contract? So you have to be willing to ask the uncomfortable questions to get the results you want. You need to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Number 6, you struggle with follow-up. A huge amount of sales success comes from following up when the other salespeople have stopped. If you lose interest after the first conversation, you'll leave opportunities behind. Again, it comes down to the 8 touch point theory that you need to at least have 8 touch points with a client to do a deal. So if you're not following up, you're never going to get to those 8 touch points and you're never going to be able to close the deal. I tell my sales team, we need to wrestle the deal to the ground and kick the living guts out of it, kick the shit out of it until the deal is done. And not all deals work, not all of them come together, but you've got to at least try and do everything you can. Tie it up, crash tackle it to the ground and get it over the line. Drag it over the line. I say it all the time. Now, number 7, you make excuses when the results aren't there. It's the market, it's the pricing, it's the competitors, it's the client's fault. Most successful agents try and flip things around, even when these things are bad, even when these things are actually true. It's the way you look at it. What can I do differently? How can I flip it on its head? How can I look at this from a different angle? So stop blaming everything else and try and get better, be better at it. Number 8, you don't like being measured. So you don't like being accountable for your calls, your meetings, your appraisals, your listings, your proposals, your conversations. Your sales performance is pretty difficult to hide. You're either on or you're off. And so it's something that, because it's so measurable, you need to get comfortable being measured. You need to track yourself. Make sure you're doing the calls. Make sure you're doing the emails. Make sure you're doing the follow-ups. Make sure that you're doing the inspections. Make sure you're doing the whatever it is, whatever sales industry you're in, you have to make sure you're actually doing the numbers. There's kind of a science to it. And I have written a sales training manual 101, and all I did was I tracked the correlation between what I was doing and the output. Now, the fundamentals of the course are like this. You make so many calls a day and you send so many emails a day, you will do so many deals a month. So it is actually something like this. You make 20 phone calls a day and you send 40 emails a day, you will do 1 deal a day. This is in real estate. So what you need to make sure you're doing is tracking how many emails. I used to go back and count. Now I send so many emails a day. I know that I'm tripling that number without even actually getting my day done. So, but once upon a time, when you're starting off, you need to make sure you are hitting the numbers, because the numbers correlate to the deals. And I actually worked out that if I just increased it by about 20%, I would actually end up doing two deals a month. And that's because it was the snowball effect. Because you're talking to people, you're finding about other opportunities, you're getting a reputation out there, there's word of mouth coming back to assist you. So it just compounds. So keep a track of what you're doing. Write it down. Every time you make a phone call, put a little strike down. 4 down, another 1, 5 across. Get your 10, 20, 30 phone calls in. Get your 10, 20, 40 emails in. Make sure that you are hitting the numbers. If you're only doing 10 phone calls a day and you're only doing 5 emails a day or 10 emails a day, you're in the wrong industry. Another good reason not to be in sales. Now, for the record, I was always trying to do a lot more than 1 deal a month. So I was getting as many phone calls and as many emails as I could. And the the trick is make sure that you're hitting that minimum number. So if you're under that, you're not prepared to do that, again, this is the wrong industry. This is the wrong career path for you. Okay, number 9. You expect the company that you work for to provide all of your opportunities. Now, a good business, a strong business can provide you with leads, good systems, good marketing and support. But a salesperson needs to create relationships and generate their own opportunities and start getting a presence for themselves, because effectively a good salesperson is their own brand. So you can't just sit back waiting for everything to be spoon-fed or bottle-fed to you. You need to be out and about, networking. You need to be building your own database of people that you're going to end up having long-term business relationships with, because you are, again, your own brand. Okay, number 10. You aren't prepared to be consistent when nothing is happening. Probably one of the biggest ones. You know, enthusiasm after closing a deal, you can harness that stuff. You could bottle it and sell it. But sales requires you to keep going, keep prospecting and following up and showing up when you haven't had a win for weeks. Again, it's a roller coaster, so buckle in. If you don't want to get on the roller coaster, then this really isn't the job for you. Now, here are a few bonus reasons. Another bonus reason why you shouldn't be in sales. You don't move very fast. So what do I mean by that? Sales is a case of the quick or the dead. So if you're taking hours or days to respond to someone, or if you've got some information and you just sit on it and you don't pass it on, you're going to miss out, because there's always going to be someone moving faster than you. Sales opportunities have a short shelf life. You have to, soon as you have something to respond with, you've got to get into it, because there's a good chance you're going to miss out. If you don't get that response, whether it's a counter offer or whether it's the final offer to close a deal down, if you don't move fast enough, someone's going to get there in front of you. So you have to make sure you move your hands and quickly. Because one day, and it happens all the time, you're going to make that call with the information you knew that was going to close the deal, and someone has beaten you to it and there's no opportunity left. So you got to move quick. The second one, you sleep in, you lay about, and you don't start your day until 9 a.m. You haven't even checked your emails till 9 a.m. Sales is not a 9 to 5. Clients and opportunities start moving before the traditional workday begins. You need to be switched on early. You need to be prepared. You need to be ahead of your game. So if you are treating this like a 9 to 5, then you are definitely in the wrong business. The next one, the next bonus reason why you shouldn't be in sales. You need perfect conditions before you perform. Quiet office, the perfect database, the great market, plenty of leads. The planets aren't always going to align. Nothing is ever perfect. You just need to get out of your own way and get on with it anyway. And last but not least, you think being busy means you're selling. Administrative tasks, organising files and attending meetings can fill up your day. But if you're not talking to your prospects, you're not following up the opportunities, and you're not asking for business, you're not doing the fundamental things that are going to lead to the sales. So being busy can have the absolute opposite effect to being successful. You're wasting your time. You're filling up your space with things that don't really rate. You've got to do the things that convert to the dollars. Now, your office environment should be providing you with the support so that the administrative tasks are taken out of your hands anyway, where you can spend the time doing the prospecting and the calling and the whatever it takes to convert. You shouldn't be lumbered, if you're in sales, with the day-to-day tasks. They should be taking those away from you and giving them to somebody in more of an administrative position. So if you're not getting the support you need, it may not be that you shouldn't be in sales, but it could mean you should be somewhere else. Now, the biggest reason why you should not be in sales is if you're only doing it for the money. Okay, now why do I say that? Because a lot of you are probably in it because of the unlimited earning potential of the role. However, let me just tell you something. When you're only doing sales for the money, people can smell it. I call it commission breath, and that's often referred to when people are, desperate for the deal to go through because they need it to go through. But there's also another type of commission breath where the person you're dealing with can tell that your interests are not about them. It's not about helping them, and it's not about solving problems for them. It's about you making coin. And if that's your key reason for being in the business, go and do something else, because you're never going to be good at it. You're always going to be giving off that vibe that this is about a quick buck. You're also going to become that salesperson that forgets what the important things are and will cut corners, will do unethical things to get the deal done because that's all that matters to you. And now we don't want to be that salesperson. We want to have integrity. And integrity only comes from a place where your actually true intentions are to help someone solve a problem. If it's all about you, they're going to see through it. So that's it. That's a wrap. Episode 65. My name is Sandra Carter. I'm a commercial agent. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and LinkedIn under Sandra Carter Commercial Agent. My hashtag is also Selling with Sandra. So thank you for listening. I really, really appreciate it. And just a small favor, if you could like this podcast, follow me and leave a review, I would greatly appreciate that. It really helps promote the podcast. I know it's just a little podcast at the moment. I'd like more people listening and I need your help. So please follow me. And in the meantime, don't forget to sell hard, but only if you love it, and smash that glass ceiling.